You need to start homeschooling in the middle of the year and you haven't planned anything. Something has happened, whether that is boredom, poor grades, bullying, school anxiety. Can I start homeschooling in the middle of the year? Can I start now? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Think of it this way. You're settling down for the night, you're about to watch a movie when you're like, you know what, I could really use a snack. And so you go down to the kitchen to grab some popcorn. But halfway there, you're like, you know what, I'm not in the mood for popcorn. I think I'd rather have some ice cream. So that's what you get. Did the outcome really change? Not really. You wanted a snack, and so you got one. Same thing with schooling. You thought that you would be doing school a traditional way, most likely. Halfway through, you've realized, you know what, this isn't working for my family. And so you start to homeschool. The outcome is still going to be the same. They're still going to be educated. It's just not in the way you thought it was going to be. It's going to be a little different. Okay, easy enough for you to say, but where do I start? Start with the HSLDA website, where it will tell specifically what your state law's requirements are and what you can do to meet them. Are you international? They also have a country guide for international law. The link is in the description box down below. Wait, does this mean I need to start over
grade level
all over again? Do I just flip to the middle of the school book? What curriculum do I even pick? No, you will not need to start the school year all over again. This is where the magic of homeschooling starts. Your first step is to deschool. Deschool, a time period set aside where parents and children change their mindset of school in order to approach education without the anxiety of traditional schooling. I totally made that definition up. It actually might be a noun. During this transitional phase, you're going to be doing several things with your kids. You're going to be building a solid relationship with them. You're going to be figuring out how they best learn, whether that's with their hands, listening, reading something, figuring out how they best absorb information. Do not go cruising for a curriculum. This is not the time to figure out what curriculum you want to buy because it is so overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me, and I've been doing this for several years now. It's a little counterintuitive because you're like, oh, but curriculum, that's what I'm going to be using to do school. Yes, but it's just a little tiny part. Your life, by and large, is only going to be affected by curriculum a little bit. It's going to insert itself into the life that you have picked out. It's not going to be dictating how your life is supposed to look like. So curriculum is important, but it is not what is going to create homeschool. Don't go about this backwards. Do this thing and then do that thing. Now, after you have deschooled, now you are ready to do your research. And I have a full playlist of curriculum that we currently use, that we love and enjoy. I'll link that down in the description box for you to, peruse as you will. Please finish this video. You're going to screw up my algorithm if you don't. Every curriculum worth its salt is going to have a placement test of some kind. And that's usually where I measure whether or not a curriculum is worth it. If it doesn't have a placement test and it says it'll work for any child, then I'm like, if it works so well for any age level and any grade, what is it exactly doing again? And the placement test will tell you, okay, your child is in this level or in that level. After taking the placement test, don't be alarmed if it is not in the level that you thought your child should be. For homeschoolers, a lot of subjects tackle different components of it in a different order than, say, a public school would, because in a traditional school setting, they're teaching multiple children, and so they have to teach it a certain way. Versus somebody who's teaching it one-on-one or in a very small setting, you can teach it very differently and actually a lot faster. Because you're in the middle of the school year, chances are they are between levels. Does that mean you get to skip to the middle of the book? I mean, you could. It's your homeschool. What I would do is I would go through each level, but at a faster pace. If it's so easy and they're breezing through it, knock out 10 lessons in one day and just cruise through it until they get to a stopping point and they're like, wait a minute, hold up, I don't know this one. And for them, it's going to build up their level of confidence because they're going to be like, oh yeah, I know this stuff. I know this, I know that, I know that. And you're going to be like, look how fast we're going through it. It's a lot of early success. Like potty training. Did I tell you I'm potty training right now? All you want is early success. This works too for curriculum. What if we don't finish our chosen curriculum by the summer? Are we going to be schooling through the summer? Unless you have a lot of remedial work that needs to be addressed, I wouldn't. You just made a huge life change, girlfriend. It's okay. I'd take a break. I'd take a spring break. I'd take a couple of breaks. In fact, I would end my school year early. It's okay to have high expectations for your kids. Heck, I have high expectations for my kids too. But I don't want them to feel burned out by learning, by education. My goal here is that we've created an educational environment that is enjoyable, that encourages them to pursue their interests. And it does. So if you need to take a couple of weeks, go on a break, visit grandma, see the beach, do whatever. And then at the end of July, you're like, you know what, it's so hot. Let's just do a week of school. You can do that. You know, give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Give your kid a break. It's going to be fine. I mentioned deschool earlier on, and this is such an integral part in setting up a successful homeschool. So if you're wanting more information about deschooling, I would check out this video here where I talk about deschooling exclusively and how that can look like in your home.